I'm Julia Coyne with the Varsity Sports Show. Arizona State started out strong in their first Big 12 game against Wyoming last Saturday to beat the Cowboys 48-7. Within the first minute of the game, the Sun Devils defense picked off the ball and ran in for their first touchdown. Throughout the game, the Sun Devils dominated offensively and defensively. Arizona State's new transfer quarterback from Michigan State, Sam Leavitt, had an impressive first game with the Sun Devils. He threw 2 touchdowns with a total of 288 passing yards. Leavitt threw a 68-yard pass in the third quarter to put the Sun Devils up 48-0. They had a total of 499 yards, whereas the Cowboys were held to 118 yards the entire game. Cameron Scataboo was back with 11 carries in the game to have the most rushing yards. Kyson Brown had a total of 73 receiving yards on 2 catches. Wyoming was able to score 1 touchdown in the fourth quarter to make the score 48-7. In the final drive of the game, Dillingham put walk-on Kiana Pete in the game to carry 1 yard while his basketball star brother, Koa Pete, was on his official visit for Sun Devil basketball. The Sun Devils had an extremely impressive performance and will play at home next week against Mississippi State. Mississippi State defeated Eastern Kentucky 56-7 in their game last week. It's going to be an exciting year for the Sun Devils. With Varsity Sports, I'm Julia Coyne.
Pickett here at Varsity Sports, reporting to you on Kade Phillips, Hightower's defensive back.
In a major decision for his athletic career, Kade Phillips, who received offers from prestigious programs such as University of Houston, Michigan University, and has officially committed to Louisiana State University. Now let's hear directly from Kade Phillips as he shares his thoughts from his recent visit to LSU.
I felt all the love from the coaches, even from the players on the team, and being able to be coached by Coach Raymond was one of the big things, seeing what he's produced and put in the league.
Let's dive into the numbers as we take a look at Kade Phillips' impressive football stats.
Junior year 2022 through 2023 tackle stats. The total goal difference for that year was 12. The number of unassisted tackles was 41. Tackle guard 3.4. Senior year 2023 through 2024 tackles stats. The total goal difference is 4. Unassisted tackles 22 in total.
Stay tuned as we take a closer look at Kade's playing style on the field and what makes him stand out among his peers.
I would describe my playing style on the field as someone who likes to press and be physical and man-to-man, but also a guy that can play zone, just read the quarterback side and go get the ball. When I hear football, I just hear fun, really.
Closing out on tonight's spotlight on high school football, Hightower's defensive back, Kade Phillips. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Kade Phillips as he leads Hightower defensive team with unmatched determination and skill. With Varsity Sports, I'm Kaylin Pickett.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mountain View High School, home of tonight's season home opener for the Toros, facing none other than last year's 6A state champion Saguaro Sabercats. Vince Delicio here from the Varsity Sports Show, joined live out here at Mountain View High School with tonight's color analyst, Alexandria Medina. Alex, what's the vibe out here tonight?
It's awesome. You know, this is their home opener. We just saw some fireworks go off, and now there is the video playing on the big screen. The team is getting ready down there, fired up. I think we're in for a good game, Vince.
Okay, we're going to go down to the field to our very own Paisley Poole, who's reporting from the field. Paisley, take it away. Paisley, take it away. Did we get Paisley? All right, guys. We
Hey,
are
fellas, headbands are on the neck. Hey, tell them can't be doing it.
okay. So we're working through some bugs here early on, but hopefully we'll hear from Paisley Pool. Let's see if we can take it back down to Paisley. Okay, we may have some technical difficulties we'll work through and see if we can come back to Paisley down on the field here in a bit. But anyway, so Alex, as we go through, Mountain View had a heck of a game, season opener out at El Camino High School in Oceanside, California last week. I had the privilege of being there to call the game. It was amazing. In every facet of the game, they were strong. Saguaro, on the other hand, had a bit of a struggle, ran into a buzzsaw that first game in ALA Queen Creek.
Yeah, Mountain View took down El Camino by 22 points, so it was a big win for Mountain View. And right now they're getting ready to face off against Saguaro High School from Scottsdale, Arizona. And their next game, they'll actually be traveling to Liberty High School in Peoria, Arizona. Liberty won its first game against Desert Edge 22-0 and is playing against O'Connor tonight. So we'll have to see what comes to us in this matchup tonight and what they will be bringing to Desert Edge.
Awesome. Okay, so that being said, home opener. We've got some interviews that we did during pregame that our very own Paisley Pool got, and let's start with one. Cue it up, and let's go. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. Apologies, folks. We're still in the process of getting set up here, but we still have some time as the teams prepare to go to midfield. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. All right, you guys, it's a who's who tonight of stars. So stick around at halftime. We're going to be joined by an NFL legend, guy that is a Mountain View High School Toro graduate. I believe he was class of 1983. Went on to have a stellar career. Played for the San Francisco 49ers. He was a linebacker. His name was Todd Shell. I think he heard me talking about him last week when I was comparing a couple of one player in particular for the Toros it reminded me of Todd, and so he said, "Who is that guy that's talking about me?" So he's here tonight. We're going to talk to Todd at halftime. So stick around. It's a dandy. The other guys don't have Todd Shell
Varsity
coming
Sports.
on, so we do. So anyway, all right. Not like we're keeping track, but we are kind of. Okay, guys, heck of a game tonight. Very exciting. Looking forward to it. And as you see, Coach Andy Litton talking to his team down on the field. Alex, like I said, we visited with Coach Litton pregame. We had Coach Darius Kelly of the SaberCats pregame. Both teams jacked to be here tonight. Really excited. It is basically both teams are coming in, regardless of what the record is on the season. They're coming in with the mentality that it's 0-0.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Before the game, a lot of the players were out practicing 2 hours before kickoff, which is a lot of time at the high school level, but it shows you how excited they are to be here tonight.
Okay, here we go. So, SaberCats will be kicking off back deep for the Toros. Number 0, Jasper Lake, and number 13, Talon Arnett. And the kickoff by 44, Ivan Dionisio Salgado. And on the return, whistle blows right about the 25-yard line. That's where the Toros will have it 1st and 10.
Very aggressive off the start, running it instead of doing a touchback. They didn't really have the touchback option, but they're here ready to play and face off against Darius Kelly and the SaberCats.
Okay, here we go. 1st and 10. The quarterback, number 5, Brady Goodman. And in the backfield tonight, starting as the single back, number 10, Beckham Barney. Trips left. Goodman's pass is intercepted. Intercepted! And the SaberCats are in for the touchdown. Wow.
What a play by the SaberCats right off the bat, and Darius Kelly is very fired up running onto the field. What a moment for the SaberCats down there, and the Toros looking for a way to bounce back coming up.
Junior defensive back Kydal Stone on a low thrown ball snatches it up and takes it in. In for the extra point, number 44, once again, the kicker, Ivan Dionisio Salgado.
On the kick, the extra point, number 44, Ivan Dionisio Salgado. In on the hold, number 4, Mesa.
Okay, just said my last name. That's an honor. That's not quite, but anyway, I'll take it. Okay. The public address announcer.
The SaberCats are getting into position for the extra point.
Kick is up and good. And just like that, out of nowhere, the pick 6 and the short field. SaberCats strike, and they lead 7-0. We'll be right back. As the kicking team, that public address announcer must be a fan. Keeps saying my last name up there, but not quite. It is number 44, Ivan Dionisio Salgado. to kick off for Saguaro. Kick is up. Into the hands of Arnett. Arnett up the right sideline. Finds a lane, but is brought down, closing in near the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
The Toros looking to bounce back after that interception and the touchdown early on in the first quarter of the game.
Toros 1st and 10. Once again on the 28-yard line. Quarterback Brady Goodman. Pistol set. Single back in the backfield. Number 10, Beckham Barney. Trip set for Mountain View. The give to Barney. Barney right up the middle. Taken down after a gain of, call it, 4 yards, excuse me.
In the last game against El Camino, Barney was able to rush for 108 yards plus the 4, so he's now at 112 this season.
And flags are a-flying. Let's see what the call is.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
There you have it. And so taking it back 5 on 2nd down, it'll be 2nd and 11. Goodman. 2-by-2, receiver in motion for the Toros. The give once again to Barney. Barney right up the middle. Ekes out a couple of more before he's tackled by number 22 for the SaberCats, Brady Cochran.
The Toros looking to find an answer for the SaberCats. The head coach, Andy Litton, speaking with the team on the sideline, and more in particular to Brady Goodman, the quarterback of the Toros, who had 1 touchdown last game against El Camino, which was a passing touchdown.
Goodman back to pass. Goodman keeps, brought down by 33 after a gain of a couple. Joseph Rennie. Fourth down.
The SaberCats have come ready to play, and their defense very strong as they fell short in their last game against Queen Creek.
Gerard into punt and stoppage in play. We've got a timeout called by the SaberCats. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Gerard back in to punt for the Toros.
It's a beautiful night here in Mesa, and the stands are full for the Toros' home opening game against Saguaro.
Good booming kick. Shagged and right down right away goes Mason Whitaker, protecting that football. SaberCats will have it 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Zachary Galaviz very fast to get to the punt returner, trying to stick with the defense as the offense tries to find a quick answer for the SaberCats, and the SaberCats coming back onto the field.
SaberCats will have it 1st and 10.
And that is Zealand Danielson at quarterback.
And quarterback for the
Trip set for
15, Zealand Danielson.
Saguaro. Correction, 2 receivers top of your screen, 2 backs in the backfield. Danielson sends a receiver in motion. Stoppage in play. We'll have a penalty.
Flag on the play.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
All right, there you have it. So, both teams, a little bit of butterflies early, and they'll get it cleaned up. Danielson once again. The freshman. Receiver split out wide, single isolated receiver, bottom of your screen. Danielson pulls up, throws, completes along the edge. Brought down, number 9, Grant Williams.
Danielson looking to drive his team down the field to score some more points for the SaberCats. Right now, 7-0. The SaberCats are leading.
Second and 6, Danielson. Another penalty.
Flag on the play.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
All right, losing real estate here early.
Yes, and the crowd is very happy about that call. Right now, 2nd and 11. So a lot of penalties early on in the game, first quarter, and both teams looking for a way to clean it up.
Danielson, the quarterback, on the keeper, pulls, and is met behind the line of scrimmage, leading the way. May have lost the football. Nope. Looks like he was down, but leading the charge, 19 of the Toros, Jackson Socha.
And that will be his first sack of the season.
On 3rd and 12. Danielson back to pass, strikes over the middle, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted along the right side, going in, knocked by Danielson was Jasper Lake.
The fans are fired up here at Mountain View High School with that interception. What a start to this game here at Mountain View. An interception by the SaberCats and now one by Jasper Lake of the Toros. Looking to tie the game. Mountain View is down at the 10-yard line.
Okay, so operating on an extremely short field. What a play. Both defenses today stepping up in a big way. Mountain View answering back with Jasper Lake. Heavy offense. Goodman gives to Beckham, who's in for the Toro touchdown.
The Toros fans are fired up for their first touchdown of the season at home. And now going out to the field for the extra point.
Wow. And fireworks.
At the extra point, number 15, Gerard.
Gerard in to kick the extra point.
Arnett.
And Arnett holding. Snap is good. Gerard's kick is up and good. And the score is tied at 7. Primarily behind defense tonight.
That's right, Vince. What a start to this game. Now a clean slate for both teams. So it is time to reset, and the Toros are looking very fired up down there. The momentum is going. And head coach Andy Litton jumping up and down just a few moments ago for the Toros team. Now, when you look at the NFL players who have played at Mountain View, there's John Beck, Joe Germain, Devin Clark, Max Hall. So quite a few for Mountain View and some more on the field looking to make their way into the pros someday.
Hey, Dan.
Bills into the end zone for a touchback.
All right.
SaberCats
And we have a touchback. SaberCats will have it 1st and 10.
So the SaberCats will now be on the offensive side of the field looking to score another touchdown. But this time on the offensive side, the SaberCats are led by head coach Darius Kelly, who played at Syracuse in 2012, led the team with 74 tackles, including 53 solo, forced 3 fumbles, and had 3 fumble recoveries. So a big name down there on the SaberCat side, leading the SaberCat team.
Danielson. And the give. Number 6 brought down right away. It was Elias Johnson and met by Brody Anderson, who was all over the field last week. And they give. 6. And just like that, 3rd down and 10.
The Toros defense is not letting the SaberCats go anywhere.
Danielson back to pass. Trends, throws, and complete. Right at the 1st down marker. Mason Whitaker with the clutch catch for Saguaro and the 1st down.
Mason Whitaker. Brought down by number 21, Myron Christensen.
Saguaro looking to find a way to get past the Toros defense as they're coming in very strong.
And ball's on the ground. It's recovered by the Toros. 24, Cannon Rabin comes up big defensively for Mountain View.
Talk about a defensive game here. Before the game, Paisley, our field correspondent, caught up with head coach Andy Litton of Mountain View, and he was very optimistic heading into this game. And right now down there on the sidelines, very happy with what he sees from his team.
First and 10 for the Toros. Under center, and the give to Barney, who forges ahead.
Ball carried by number 10, Beckham Barney.
Go all the way to the end zone.
Goodman managing the game for this Toros offense.
Brought down by number 97, Davis Anderson.
Bunch set for Mountain View. Pistol formation. To the left, Barney offset.
Follow the ball, okay?
Goodman throws, completes, threads the needle for a 1st down. Pass complete to 14, Steve Meadow.
To number 14, Steve Meadow.
Brady Goodman is coming in hot for the Toros, and the fans are on the edges of their seats after a very big play by the defense. That was not the first one tonight. Earlier, an interception and then a touchdown.
Goodman under center once again. The toss to Beckham. Beckham around the right side. Plows ahead. May have a couple before he's brought down by Garrett Martin.
Number 10, Elijah Jackson.
Barney is the guy when it comes to rushing. As I mentioned earlier, he started his first game with 108 rushing yards. So a lot of yards for the senior.
Goodman gives to Barney. Barney turns it up. Few more inside the 10. Nearly has another first down.
Number 11, Garrett Martin.
Martin once again credited with the tackle. Goodman to Barney along the left side. Barney turns it up. Does just enough, gets the first down. It'll be first and goal.
Barney looking for a touchdown, and he had 3 in his last game against El Camino, looking to add one more here as they're approaching the end zone.
Goodman turns, gives once again. Barney squeezing out a couple more to the 2. Ball is on the 3, second down. Goodman to Barney, met in the backfield.
The SaberCats saw that one coming, and he's not going anywhere.
Brought down by number 5, Jack Elrod.
Elrod with the stop.
So the game started off to as a scary start, but things have turned around for the Toros.
And Goodman on the keeper, turns, throws, complete for the Toros, touchdown. Porter Wilhelm, the big tight end. And 3 yards later.
Porter Wilhelm is a multi-sport athlete. He plays basketball and volleyball. And Andy Litton said Porter is maybe the most improved player since camp. Excited to see where it leads this year on September 3rd via Twitter.
Gerard, kick is up, and it's good. Toros now lead 14-7 here in the first quarter. 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. And that drive was all Mountain View.
More than 15,000 legal permanent residents approved. Strengthening families by obtaining legal permanent residency in the United States.
When it comes to the SaberCats side, the NFL players who have played at Saguaro, Christian Kirk, who's currently still in the league with the Jacksonville Jags, Byron Murphy, Keely Ringo, DJ Foster, and Greg Boyd. So there is some history at Saguaro and at Mountain View when it comes to the NFL. After this game, Saguaro will be heading to Basha on September 13th. Basha won its first game against Millard South 39-25 and is playing against Mesa High School tonight.
VIP football sponsors: the Adams Agency Insurance, Damage Control Restoration, Mendoza Immigration, Chaffee Pediatric
And the Toros defense is getting ready once again to head up against the SaberCat offense and make some more plays. This has been a defensive game, as I mentioned earlier. In the previous game against El Camino, Caleb Larson, a defensive end, number 9, recovered a fumble. And there was one more today.
Logistics. Sealed by Santa. Laser Companies. Excavation. Serenity Home Healthcare.
Okay, so Jack Gerard to kick off once again for the Toros. Deep to receive.
Number 4, Mason Whitaker.
Mason Whitaker.
Williams. Everybody up for
Kick is up. Goes into the end zone where it'll be a touchback. Oh, interesting turn of events as the official in the end zone spots the ball, what appears to be the 1 yard line. Whitaker had a bit of a miscue going for that football, and the SaberCats have quite the Herculean task of where they are starting 1st and 10 from their own 1 yard line.
Yes, Whitaker could just not keep hold of the ball, and when he lost it, he looked very upset. Now they're going to be down there at the 1 yard line, like you mentioned, and the Toros defense in great position for another interception.
First and 10, Saguaro. 15, Zealand Danielson. The give inside. Caught in the end zone. Official gives him forward momentum. Ball is on the 1 foot line. 2nd and 10.
The Toros crowd is not happy with the call.
Second down. Danielson sprints out to his right, goes over the top. Nearly intercepted, juggled. A little bit of acrobatics by Dominic Gerard. Third and 10.
Gerard was almost able to get a hold of the ball, which would have put them in great position for another touchdown. Right now the score 14-7, Mountain View on top. Third down in the first quarter.
Danielson weaving around, and this time he's caught for the safety. Wow.
The Toros are fired up right now, and Andy Litton trying to get the crowd fired up, raising his hands in the air, telling them to make some noise. So off to a slow start, but not anymore. The Toros are making their presence very heard against the SaberCats.
Toros lead 16-7 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This has been the longest first quarter in the history of first quarters. Wow. It was like 3 minutes, just like 20 minutes ago. It said 3 minutes. All right, well, guys, tonight is the debut of the Varsity Friday night post-game wrap on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We are going to the airwaves at 10:30 tonight for 1 hour every Friday night throughout football season. We're going to bring you reports from every one of our games spanning Arizona and Nevada. On the return, 13, Talon Arnett, full head of steam, caught up right in the middle of the field before he's dragged down. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Toros.
Kickoff brought back by number 13, Talon Arnett.
So, Alex, as you see, and you've seen a wave of emotions from both teams, and you know it was an unfortunate event on the kickoff return that Whitaker mishandled that football, and the SaberCats had to start with an extremely long field, couldn't get out of the end zone.
Yes.
Goodman keeps right up the middle, still on his feet, outrunning defenders, finally pulled down for a 1st down after a long gain.
That was far for a quarterback. Talk about a scramble.
Another damage control restoration 1st down.
1st and 10.
Goodman had 38 yards rushing in his last game against El Camino.
Wow. Goodman. Give to Barney. Barney still on his feet or being dragged out from behind. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Garrett Martin.
Martin on the stop.
Brady Goodman also plays baseball, so he is a multi-sport athlete.
Goodman back to pass. Goodman pumps, throws, completes.
And the Toros crowd is fired up as they're approaching the end zone.
Number 1, Zachary Galavis. 1st and 10, Toros. And in the backfield now, number 3, Dominic Gerard. Trip set for Mountain View. Gerard inside, along the left side, up the middle, still on his feet, and he's in for a Toros touchdown.
Talk about a high-scoring first quarter. 22-7, now looking for the extra point, and there goes the fireworks.
You got to go for 2 here. We'll see. Gerard is in to kick the extra point. Mathematically, I don't know. I would have gone for 2, but we'll see. Gerard.
Number 13, Talon Arnett.
Stoppage in play by the official.
Hey, we got a legal hey, Andy. We got a legal substitute.
All right, well, as the lead official talks with Coach Litton, get it confirmed, we already know.
Can they or no? Okay. Andy!
When it comes to the SaberCats side, they are looking for a desperate answer.
Substitution. Saguaro, 12 guys on the field. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Wow. Okay, a little shorter.
In the middle, just go.
Looking for an answer to stop the Toros.
Kick is up. And good. 23-7. Now the Toros lead it here. 1 minute and 4 seconds and another flag.
Extra point's good. After the play, we have unsportsmanlike conduct, Saguaro number 11. That's his first of the game towards disqualification. That 15 yards will be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay, well, guys getting a little chippy here early, a little frustrated, but it's a long game and a long season. Toros lead 23-7, 1 minute and 4 seconds. Don't go anywhere, folks. Vince and Alex, we'll be right back.
John Gerard.
And Gerard getting ready to kick it off.
Back to return for the SaberCats, number 4, Mason Whitaker. And number 9, Grant
The
Williams.
SaberCats are looking for a touchdown right now, 23-7. So trying to find an answer here. Still in the first quarter, a high-scoring first quarter here in Mesa, Arizona.
Kickoff sails into the end zone for a touchdown.
Okay.
SaberCats will start their drive
So
on the 20-yard line.
SaberCats will have it 1st and 10 on their own 20. Minute left on the clock here in the first quarter. Bit of a deficit, 2-touchdown deficit, as the SaberCat offense heads to the field, led by freshman quarterback Zealand Danielson. Two receivers top of the screen. The give, no. On the swing, pass is complete to number 9, Grant Williams. Williams met at the sideline. Barney was there and a host of others.
Pass complete to number 4.
It's not often that you see a freshman
Brought down by
in the quarterback position at the varsity level. Zealand Danielson down there in that position, looking to take his team down the field.
Danielson, the give once again to Elias Johnson.
number 6.
High expectations for Johnson this year, a senior
The Toros.
for the Cats. Danielson, this time keeps, heads for the sideline, turns it up, and the first.
And though this game is not at Saguaro, it looks like their student section has traveled here, except the Mountain View student section is very loud, and there is a lot of it.
Two backs in the backfield for the SaberCats. Williams in motion. Danielson sprints out to his right, throws, passes incomplete. Second down. 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Number 44 on the Mountain View side is going to head in for number 9.
Johnson bounces off a tackler, turns the corner along the left side, finally forced out of bounds by Barney.
There was a huge block on that play, allowing Barney to just get right past them.
Number 6, Elias Johnson. Forced out of
And the
bounds by number
first down.
7, Beckham Barney.
8 seconds remaining. Folks, at the end of the first quarter, we're going to run those pre-game interviews, starting with Coach Litton, so stay tuned. Twin backs in the backfield for the SaberCats. Danielson sprints out to his right, throws, pass is complete. On the juggling act, number 18, Quentin Sims. And that's the quarter, with the Toros holding a 23-7 lead. Let's run that interview with Coach Litton and Paisley.
This quarter break is sponsored by the
Paisley Pool with Varsity Sports. I'm here with head coach Andy Litton of Mountain View. Coach, you started off your season with a bang against El Camino, 42-20. How have you prepared for this game to keep the momentum going?
We just talked about riding the wave of momentum, and when you have to ride it when it's high, you have to ride it when it's low, and we want to make sure that we piggyback off of the success and keep the belief that you're going to win. So, that's really been our focus, is just to leave what's in the past and focus on what's now.
And Coach, you've had such a successful coaching career around the Valley, especially at Horizon. How can you replicate this? How can you replicate this on Mountain View?
Yeah, so we're looking to just continue to build culture. There's a great tradition here with great coaching that's happened here in the past, and we want to just bring our spice and culture in and meld it with the greatness of the past. And I think that we're on the right path right now. So
good luck tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Start of the second quarter.
Yeah, and it looks like there is some sort of pom thing going on down there. A lot of little kids, and the crowd is cheering on the Toro side, and they are joined with the cheerleaders. So a lot of people here tonight on a warm but breezy night here in Mesa, Arizona. And the Toros very ready to take the field.
Test the mic. He's testing it right now. Not getting anything.
SaberCats will have it 1st and 10 on the Toro 38-yard line. Danielson pulls back, goes over the top to Williams. Pass is incomplete.
Brings up 2nd down.
That was a little bit ahead of him, and Saguaro looking to make a big play here. Right now, 23-7.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense, number 75. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Okay, so we had somebody downfield. Second and 10. As Danielson brings the offense up, Johnson in the backfield, bunch set up top. Danielson strikes in the middle, complete. Tackled by Barney. 15 and 16 on the reception. That was Oliver Gibson.
Saguaro making their way down the field in hopes of getting into the end zone.
Danielson, the give to Johnson. Johnson gains 3. In on the stop, 24, Cannon Raven.
Ball carried by number 6, Elias Johnson. Brought down by a host of Toros.
3rd and 4. Trip set, bottom of your screen for the SaberCats. Lone receiver isolated. Toros, and we had some movement. Who's it on? We will find out.
Dead ball. Offsides. Defense number 10. That's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down.
It was interesting, Alex, because up top you had a receiver that jumped, but they ended up getting the defensive end just off the edge.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's been a lot of flags tonight, but Saguaro is slowly making their way down the field.
Empty set now for the SaberCats. Danielson as he looks to the sideline for the play. Errant snap. Danielson picks it up, throws over the top, and it's complete for the SaberCat touchdown. Wow.
That was crazy. You know, he lost the ball. I was thinking he was going to throw it out of bounds, and then he threw it. I didn't think he was going to catch it because there was a defender right in the way, and he was able to pull it down. Talk about a touchdown.
Well, none other than Mason Whitaker pulling that pass in for the SaberCat touchdown. Wow. That was a broken play. Kick is up and good.
Okay, we have ourselves a game, 23-14. And the Toros getting ready to come onto the field.
The middle. What's wrong? They want to test the mic. I can take you guys more if you want to like go live on there.
Thanks, Paisley.
We were able to hear her on the monitor.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Toros will start their drive.
And the Toros.
Oh, yeah, we're on you guys. We're on us now. What was that? Yeah, maybe it's something on me. It should just be through the black magic.
So mark my words, Alex, not going for two could be a problem later in the game.
We'll have to see, and we're going to see right now if the Toros can make their way back into the end zone. The SaberCats were able to score on the last drive after a crazy play, but it worked out on their side.
Toros will have it 1st and 10. Pistol set, Brady Goodman, the quarterback. Gerard checks in for Mountain View. Top of your screen. Trip set for the Toros. And Goodman keeps. Gets about 3.
Quarterback keeper number 5, Brady Goodman. Brought down by number 51, Braden Strong.
It looks like the Saguaro defense is starting to turn it up against the Toros, but we're going to see if the Toros offense can get past them.
The pass, and it's caught by Arnett, who's in for the Toros touchdown. Out of nowhere.
There is the touchdown. The crowd fired up and on their feet, and the Toros in a big huddle having a celebration with Arnett. I believe that was his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Wow.
So Arnett is on fire.
And Gerard in to kick the extra point.
Number 15, John Gerard. Down the hold, number 13.
That'll make the score, if it's good, 30-14. Kick is up and through the uprights. Toros now lead by set score, 30-14 with 9:42 remaining till half.
What a great route for Arnett that was, as he was able to get past the defender by a huge lead and then able to bring in the pass for a touchdown. There is nothing but smiles on the fans of the Toros. And as I mentioned before, there is some sort of pom event with the Toros cheerleaders, so the sidelines are full. A lot of energy here tonight.
Gerard to kick off for Mountain View. Line drive. Takes a bounce into the end zone wisely. Whitaker gets away from it. SaberCats will have it 1st and 10 on the 20.
Vince, you used to be a coach. To you, what does it look like the Toros are doing right tonight in order to lead them to success?
Well, they're taking advantage of every single opportunity that they can. I mean, they are playing up, and Saguaro's had some moments, but putting together a complete game, making sure and staying mistake-free is what is costing the Cats right now. 1st and 10, SaberCats. Quarterback Zealand Danielson. Ball is on the 20. Twin receivers, top of your screen. Danielson scrambles and is stopped. May have put a knee down in the backfield and gets, yep, that is where the spot is. It'll count as a loss of 3. 2nd down and 14, loss of 4.
Saguaro had a successful drive last time around, looking for another one. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. But the Toros will not let them get by. 14 yards to go in order for a 1st down.
Danielson trips top of your screen. Back to pass. Scrambles, keeps, still on his feet, loses his helmet, and loses the ball. Flag is down. Utter pandemonium on the field.
Talk about chaos. We're going to have to see what the call was.
He can stand because.
Wow, got his helmet taken off of his head and tucked that ball away and kept running. This is like Red Grange 1940s stuff. We'll see if there was truly an infraction. I think the officials threw the flag more out of a safety concern, but we'll find out exactly what happened here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to sort some things out down there. But talk about optimism and drive in order to get to the other side of the field.
Ball's on the play. We got a live ball, personal foul, face mask, Mountain View.
There you go.
The player's helmet came off. That the play was ruled dead. And then we have a dead ball, personal foul, Saguaro. All right, so we're going to replay, 2nd down.
Okay. Well,
there was a lot of fouls on that play, but you heard it from him. Replay of the 2nd down.
penalties on both sides. Ball goes nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Unnecessary roughness on the SaberCats. Penalties offset. Repeat, 2nd down. Go, Toro!
Second and 14. Danielson. Johnson in the backfield. To give to Johnson. Johnson sprints his way upfield before being brought down by Barney.
Brought down by number 10, Beckham Barney.
public address announcers indicating it was Elrod. I could have sworn that was Elias Johnson. I thought that was a number 6 down there. In fact, that's what I think it is. Danielson, back to pass, sets his feet, throws, complete to Whitaker, still on his feet, breaking free before being corralled right about midfield.
Saguaro finding their way to navigate through the tough defense of the Toros, down close to the 40-yard line now, actually the 50, and looking to make their way across the field to score a touchdown to narrow the lead of the Toros.
Myron Christensen with the stop. Danielson, the give. Johnson gets back to the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run.
Ball carried by number 6, Elias Johnson. Brought down by number 11.
And 2nd and 10. Danielson. Back to pass. Scrambles. Still running. Caught by behind by guess who? Barney and 55.
Barney has been on fire tonight, making the stops for the Toros.
Tom Powell. Third and 14 for the SaberCats.
In the first game, Barney had 12 tackles, and there is a lot more that came tonight, so we're going to have to see how many he has heading into the next game.
Williams in motion. Danielson back to pass, throws, goes over the top, all alone.
Saguaro is just finding those deep passes and making their way fast down the field into Toros territory. And now the Toros will be on the tip of their feet trying to stop the Cats.
Grant Williams with a huge catch and the first down. Ball will be set on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Danielson. And the outlet to Johnson. Stopped at the 1.
Number 6, Elias Johnson. Forced out of bounds by number 3, Dominic Gerard.
Wow. 1st and goal from the 1.
I think it's safe to say they're probably going to hand this one off to Elias Johnson, the senior, standing at 6 feet.
Whitaker in motion. Danielson to Johnson. Johnson keeps it and is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Playing big.
Carried by number 6, Elias Johnson. Brought down by number 3,
Dominic Gerard.
The SaberCats lost 1 yard and trying to find their way into the end zone.
Second and goal from the 2. Twin receivers, bottom of your screen. Whitaker in motion. Danielson on the keeper. Forges ahead. Loses the football.
Touchdown.
And he was in. Wow, he crossed the plane before losing the ball, so the officials credit Danielson with the score.
What a relief if you're on the SaberCats side. That is not something you want to see when you're that far near the end zone.
The stands are packed tonight. I think the whole town of Mesa, city of Mesa, is here tonight. This is quite a turnout. And on the extra point attempt, kick is up and good.
Extra point is good.
SaberCats clawing their way back into this one, down by 9. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining till half. Stick around, we'll be right back. And we are back on the kickoff to Arnett. Arnett takes that ball, heads up past the 20, finally dragged down on the stop, 33. Martin Rennie. First and 10, Toros.
The Toros gathered around Andy Litton and ready to take the field. There goes Brady Goodman.
Goodman in the backfield. Goodman gives to Barney. Barney turns the corner, finds some open field. He's off and running. Still on his feet before being forced down.
What a big run for Barney. The crowd on their feet. And Barney just making his name heard tonight as he is adding to his rushing yard count.
First and 10, Toros. Goodman searches, goes over the top all alone to Arnett for the Toros touchdown.
3 touchdowns tonight for Arnett. What a connection there between Goodman and Arnett, and there goes the fireworks.
Wow.
Arnett and Barney just having themselves a game, 36-21 here in Mesa. And 4 minutes to go left in the second quarter, and Mesa looking for the extra point.
On the extra point, number 15,
John Gerard in to kick the extra point. Kick is up and sails through. 37-21. Coach Andy Litton as the Toros, now with under 5 minutes remaining till half, lead by 2 scores.
Andy Litton was very fired up heading into this game. He spoke to our field correspondent, Paisley Poole, very optimistic with Brady Goodman leading the team. And I'm sure he's liking what he sees down there after they won their last game, searching for another win tonight here against the Saguaro Sabercats.
What channel is it on?
So as John Gerard prepares to kick off once again, can the Sabercats answer? Ball sails out of bounds.
What a beautiful field the Toros have. Every other 5 yards is a different shade of green. So a very pretty sight here tonight in Mesa with some warm weather, but a lot of fans turned out to the game to support the Toros.
4:53 remaining till half. Sabercats, 1st and 10. Freshman quarterback Zealand Danielson. Playing very poised tonight. Twin receivers top of your screen. Danielson back to pass. Throws, completes to Whitaker. Whitaker. And Barney with a stop gain of 7. 2nd down.
Be sure to stay tuned in during halftime to hear Vince do an interview with 49ers former player.
One of the great ones, Todd Shell. Man, I am so excited. Danielson completes and dragged out of bounds. 18, Quentin Sims.
18, Quentin Sims. Brought down by number 8, Brody Anderson.
4:24 remaining. Alex, can you do me a favor and get a picture with me and Todd Shell when he's up here?
Of course.
Okay, good. I can't wait.
That's a varsity memory.
It is. It's a Vince memory. That's more than a varsity memory. It's a personal. Anyway, ball is tipped and intercepted. Picked up by a lineman. Wow. Number 52 for the Toros. Tunafai Tayase.
The Toros are fired up. Everybody on the team gathering around the defensive player who just made the interception.
Wow. Mystique, you mentioned the name of a legendary player in Todd Shell, and you see what happens. A lineman intercepts the ball.
Talk about a start for the Toros at home.
4:02 till half. Quarterback Brady Goodman under center. And a flag.
Offsides? Dead ball. Offsides. Defense number 33. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Okay. Well, 1st and 5 for the Toros. Ball on the 23-yard line. Sprinting out to his left, and Kind of a awkward shovel pass. Complete to the big tight end, Porter Wilhelm. Clock continues to run.
The Toros looking to find the end zone once more before halftime. 3 minutes to go.
Goodman. The keeper, Goodman, open field, sprints in for a Toros touchdown. Wow.
And if you didn't already feel Goodman's presence, you do now. Running it in himself, Brady Goodman.
John Gerard coming in to kick the extra point. Kick is up and good. Toros now lead the SaberCats 44-21 here with 3:24 remaining till half.
The SaberCats going into halftime looking for an answer. Darius Kelly on their side trying to lead his team tonight to a win against Mountain View here in Mesa. But all seems to be going right for the Toros.
Did you want just a recap or an interview with the coach? And on the return is Whitaker up the left sideline, looking for a lane before being pulled down near the 30.
Brought down by number 28, Nicholas Sosha.
SaberCats will have it 1st and 10. Danielson, the quarterback for Saguaro. Johnson in the backfield. The clutch up at the top of your screen, Mason Whitaker on the trip set. And Johnson weaves his way inside, gaining 6. Stopped by Curiel.
If the SaberCats can score a touchdown before halftime, it will be a big one, and they're trying to make their way down to the Toros territory.
Danielson. Pass incomplete.
Complete pass.
3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd down.
Under 3 minutes remaining till half. Stick around, folks. We'll be joined by former Mountain View All-State linebacker Todd Shell, who just happened to play in the NFL. Danielson gives to Johnson, loses the football. Who's got it? Who's got it? Toros with a recovery.
Playing at the highest level, it will be very interesting to see what Todd Shell thinks of the Mountain View Toros.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I predict that Todd Shell is going to say that some of his most memorable days in pads, regardless of what level he played at, were right here on this field. I'm just going to go out on a limb.
Awesome.
Something special about high school football. Beckham Barney in the backfield, along with Brady Goodman, the quarterback. Trip set now for the Toros. Barney offset. Goodman sprints out to his left. Throws. Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Jaden Wiseman defending for the SaberCats.
The SaberCats trying to turn their defense up to stop the Toros.
Second and 10. 2-by-2 set for Mountain View. And the give round the corner, Galavis.
Ball carried by number 1, Zachary Galavis.
Gains a few more. Just shy of the first down. 2:20 remaining till half. Stoppage in play here by the official.
Timeout.
Timeout, SaberCats.
Saguaro.
And with that, we're going to take a quick timeout as well. Don't go anywhere, folks.
This timeout.
We'll be right back. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, Goodman. Goodman gives to Barney. Barney breaks free along the left sideline before being pushed out of bounds. First down, Toros.
The Toros approaching the end zone here right before halftime, which will put them at a big advantage above the SaberCats.
Goodman. Quick strike. Tarnett rounds the corner. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. Finally stopped. Gain of 6.
Arnett finds a way to get around the defense. 3 touchdowns tonight. Looking for another one. A big, big, big game for the Toros offense.
Goodman under center gives to Barney along the right side. Inside the 5. First and goal.
Right. Ball carried by number 10, Beckham Barney. Brought down by number 32. Correction, number 33, Martin Rennie.
Rennie credited with the stop for Saguaro. Goodman turns, gives to Barney. Barney still on his feet, drives to the end zone, and he's in.
Touchdown Toros. Not an unfamiliar sound tonight. More fireworks going off just before halftime.
Little Toro parents, please pick up and check out your child through the main.
That's what they were, the Little Toros. We were trying to figure out the organization they were from. the cheerleading organization. The extra point attempt is up and good. 58 seconds remaining till half.
Do not pick up your child before they arrive in the gym. Again, little Toro parents, please pick up and check out your child through the main gym entrance only. For the safety of your children, please allow them to arrive at the gym before checking them out. Do not pick up your child before they arrive at the gym.
So I'm privileged and I'm honored. First of all, I kept telling people that, you found out I was talking about you last week, and I thought you were going to come over here and punch me in the face tonight. But it was good things I was saying.
No, it was great things.
Yeah, it was great things.
Yeah, I heard you were comparing Beckham to me, and yeah, he's a great player. I'll tell you that.
So,
he's got a future.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so privileged and honored. I used to watch you. I graduated. You were class of 83?
No, 80. Class of 80.
Okay, so I was a couple of years behind you. I was class of 89, Camelback High. We used to go to camp with Coach Parker's teams back then, and so that was our common connection in that Coach Jesse Parker. I had a chance to induct Coach Parker into the Phoenix Union Sports Hall of Fame a couple of months before he passed, unfortunately, but he was not here to actually see it happen, but his wife was, and family. And the stories that I heard about you and the things that you did on the field, I had a chance to see you when I was in high school when you played for the Niners. And quite an honor here, Mr. Shell, to meet you, Todd. It is a pleasure. It's an honor. I got to get a picture with you. But tell me your experience here being a Mountain View Toro, seeing Coach Parker's name on the stadium.
Yeah, I was here the night that they, named the stadium, and it was a great thing. He's made such an impact on my life, and my future in football started here, and it was he was something else. He was just a great coach, a great guy to play for. I loved him to death, and the tradition here, for all the years that he was here, and now it's continued. It went away for a while, and I really like Coach Litton. I think he's going to bring back, he's doing it his own way, and but the kids are really buying off on what he's selling.
It's as evidenced by what we see here tonight. I mean, you see the crowds. Did you get these kind of crowds when you were here?
Oh, yeah.
They used to come and see you play.
The Toro Nation's been here around for a long time.
Yeah.
And, my parents used to come to the games long after I was gone, and they never missed a Mountain View game.
Wow.
They're gone now. They passed away, but up until they passed away, they never missed a Mountain View game. There's a lot of families that are like that. It's been generational, and it's great. I mean, the support and, the community, it's a great place to go to school. And, my kids have all gone here. Now my grandson's Talon Arnett, number 13. And,
no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's been, it's been great for me.
So as you came up through the program, now obviously you played at the highest level. You played with one of the all-time greats in Joe Montana. But what foundational things did you learn here from Mountain View, from the culture, from Coach Jesse Parker that carried you through your career?
It was the detail. It was the detail in your preparation. We prepared harder than anybody else and better. Jesse's idea was that we could run 5 plays and we just run them to perfection, and we can line up and tell you what the play is and you wouldn't be able to stop us. In the NFL, it's a little bit different than that, but that's Coach Walsh was the same way. Pay attention to detail. There was no mistakes made. If you made mistakes, you didn't play, and that's kind of the way Jess was. If you, physically, he was a little bit different. He couldn't tolerate getting beat physically either. But Coach Walsh, you understand at that level, everybody's great, and you're going to get beat every now and then. But if you make a mental mistake, it's usually a big play and a touchdown, and so you just can't. But that's the way here. Our teams were. We focus, we practice, and pay attention to detail, and it was no mistakes in the games.
You had quite a career. Is there anything you would have done differently?
No, I don't think so. When I came out of college or came out of high school, I was going to go to U of A. I signed the Pac-10 letter of intent, and then uh, 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 they got put on probation, and it was a chance for me to play as a freshman. BYU was the best next opportunity for me to play. There was a senior that was ahead of me, and so I got to play as a sophomore. And going to BYU was the best thing that I ever did. And Coach Edwards was one of the greatest men you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I met some of my best friends or, players that I met there. And it really set the foundation. My oldest son was born there. And, I really thought I was going to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
And they had told me all along, they had the 25th pick. The 49ers had the 24th pick that year. And the Cowboys had told me all along they were going to pick me. Coach Walsh came and spent time with me at BYU, and he told me when he left, he said, well, they hadn't decided. If they took an outside linebacker, it was going to be me. If they took an inside linebacker, they were going to take Ron Rivera from Cal, who happened to be my roommate in the combines.
Wow.
Yeah, we were real good friends. And as it turned out, I really thought that that's where I was going, to Dallas. And as it turned out, I went to San Francisco, which was, I won the Super Bowl my rookie year, and ended up another one the year before I retired. And so it worked out. We had just unbelievable players and teams, and Coach Walsh, I learned so much from him, and it helped me as a coach. I coached 10 years in the Arena Football League and coached a couple of years here with Coach Parker in the early 90s. And so it really, set the foundation for my career. And it was just, couldn't ask for more. So I wouldn't have changed anything.
Joined by Mountain View great, former San Francisco 49er, Super Bowl champion, Todd Shell. Todd, as you – can I call you Todd?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I just said, because this is a conversation I've been wanting to have.
Come on, man.
No, I know. I'm a little starstruck. No, but in all seriousness, though, it is, to meet somebody from that era, and especially as I look back and the camps and the grueling, just preseason, has the game gotten easier for these kids? The training, you talk about, we did some things on these fields. I mean, and I never heard Coach Parker ever raise his voice, but some of the training and the conditioning and the things that we did then that, man, can we do it now? I don't know.
Well, our two-a-days, I remember when I went to BYU, Brad Pico was a lineman that played here with me, and he went up with Visick, him and myself, and Dave Johnson went to Westwood, and we all went up together. And I remember the first day of two-a-days in training camp, and they would blow the whistle, when the time was up for the deal, they'd blow the whistle and you'd move on. And I looked at Brad and I was like, what's going on? We would have never left a drill that was that bad, and then practice ended exactly at the time, it was supposed to. And I'm like, I remember a 5-hour and 15-minute two-a-day practice that we had here.
Oh my goodness.
we practiced 2 hours and 15 minutes for the regular practice, started 10 perfect plays at 9:15. We walked off the field at 12:15 a.m. the next morning. We started at 7 o'clock. And that was just Coach Parker. He got the deal that he was gonna, and we ended up going on and winning a state championship.
Right.
So he had a way of doing things, getting your attention.
Some of those things, some of those stories of legend. I've heard stories where Coach Parker would come into the huddle during a game and just express, I'm saying this in a nice way, express his displeasure at the production of the offense and the supposed desire of the team and not trying hard enough to his standard. Then him turning to the defense and saying, we're running the play right there, you stop us, and giving them the play, and still they couldn't stop you guys.
That's exactly, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was all true.
Wow.
And, that's the way he was. And, the thing about it is the team takes on the personality of the coach.
Yeah.
And we, definitely the Just Parker coach teams took on his personality. So
a quick picture here with Todd Shell. I got to post this.
Probably should have put my hat on so it wasn't bald. Here, hold on,
you
dude.
Look great. All right, go ahead.
Here.
This is great. Oh, man. Sorry, all right, take another one.
Another one.
Please. All right.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Alex.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, no, so I got to tell you, how many years you play in the league? And it was all with
I had
San
always with San Francisco. I had
Okay.
a spinal cord injury that ended my career. But
and what was interesting is that there was no, big to do. You just kind of quietly walked away from the game.
I
And
didn't have a choice, so I pinched a spinal cord. I was paralyzed for a while.
Oh boy!
And so they, it was one of those deals. I went and saw a few specialists around the league, but I had a genetic thing. It was a narrowing of the spinal cord and the openings of where the nerves come out, and so they were just like the chance of it happening again and being permanent was too high. So
but you had quite the career. You spent years with a couple of 3 great head coaches here.
Oh yeah.
You played for Lavelle Edwards, a legend, and obviously a college football coaching legend, and then another one.
Oh, and all of our assistant coaches. I mean, you look at George Seifert became the head coach. Ray Rhodes.
Yep.
Mike Holmgren.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go down the list, and there was so many, of Bill's the coaches. Andy Reid, who's in Canada, he and I were players together at BYU, and he was in Holmgren's staff.
Was it true? The O-line coach McKittrick. What was his first name?
Bill McKittrick.
Yeah. Was it true? He's the one that originated. Was the pioneer of leg whipping? Was that true?
Yeah. That that and the chop block, and Howie Long hated him.
Oh man,
we played the Raiders, and Howie went after him, and I had to get between them.
Wow.
And save Bill's life.
Wow. So do you keep in touch with a lot of those guys? I mean, still?
Yeah, it's it's a little bit different now that Mr. Barlow doesn't own the team anymore.
Yeah.
His sister and the Yorks, and but there's a lot of guys that still, Guy McIntyre, Keena Turner, Eric Wright, guys like that are still involved, and they send stuff to us to come getting guys together, when they come to your area or, the couple of games during the season there.
Yeah.
And
so back then, before free agency ran rampant, I could tell you, and I was a high school kid, I could tell you the starter, the backup, the third string player, every single position for the Niners team. And back then, a little bit of mini controversy, Montana or Young?
Well, yeah. I mean, Steve and I were freshmen together at BYU. Graduate, he went to the USFL. And that Joe go down as one of the greatest players ever. Steve Young, same thing in the Hall of Fame. And, here's the thing that the 49ers had no bones about. When it was time to move on, you moved on. It was Steve's time.
Yeah.
And Joe could still play. He proved that in Kansas City. But, Ronnie Lott, Roger Craig, Jerry Rice, go down the line. The greatest players to ever play in San Francisco, when it was time to move, they moved. Ricky Ellison. And it just, that's the way it was. It was, and you'd understood that it's a business. And, that's the thing about Coach Wallace. He, I enjoyed, and my relationship with him was so much better when I got done playing football. And I didn't understand it at the time as much because, but you can't get personal. I remember in training camp, he didn't even sit with the coaches because if you didn't do your job, you were out the road, on the road and out. And I don't care if it was a coach or a player. And that's just the way it was. And that's why the organization won 5 championships under Mr. Barlow's control and Bill's tutelage, whether a player or a coach or an administrator.
We have a team here in Arizona, obviously, and the ownership has taken a lot of heat over not spending money. I mean, I've heard stories because I've had friends that worked in the personnel department where they say, well, look, this guy has a signing bonus of a couple $1 million, and the owners are going to withdraw the cost of the FedEx envelope to send that $1 million check to them back before all the electronic, transfers and stuff. I mean, does ownership really make that much of a difference?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the one thing. They said when the DeBartolos back in the heyday that you could be in an airplane at 35,000 feet and never be out of view of a DeBartolo property.
Wow.
He had a lot of money. Eddie got the team for his 30th birthday.
Were those guys in the mob? But you could say nobody watches these broadcasts.
Yeah, whatever, dude. No, that's what goes on in the locker room stays in the locker room. Yeah. No, I wouldn't even want to, pick that deal.
Oh.
But no, it's he spent the money. And
Yeah.
back when, we didn't have free agency in that with the deal, but he took care of the players and that. But at the same time, I remember we go on road games, and it'd be steak and lobster on the way there. If we lost, it'd be hot dogs on the way back.
Oh,
if
boy.
we did, if we didn't, if we won, then it was the same kind of food coming back.
Yeah.
And we flew their own chef. We flew our own plane, and chartered a DC-10 or 747. Took the press. He took, everybody, and that's just the way Mr. Barlow was. And
Okay, I'm going to ask a dumb question because I've been asking a lot of dumb questions. But was Jerry Rice that good, or was he the product of the system that made him that much better?
No, Jerry Rice was that good. That guy was unbelievable. I've never seen a player with better football speed. He was drafted where he was at because of his 40 time, which I think he ran a 4.6.
Wow.
But when we played the Cardinals, I saw him running by Aeneas Williams like he was standing still, who ran the fastest time in the combine. And Jerry had this ability to switch gears, and everything he caught, he was so smooth, the best route runner I've ever seen. And everything was reach out and catch the ball with your hands. He never let the ball get into his body. And so receptions that a lot of DBs would take away from other guys, couldn't do it with Jerry. And if the ball was if he was going to the end zone, it was his. And, yeah, he's just he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen.
So take Todd Shell off the field. Who was the best defensive player for the 49ers during your era?
You have to say Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
Instinctive player, the most instinctive player. The year Eric Dickerson rushed for over 2,000 yards, we played him 3 times that year. And twice in the regular season, once in playoff. We put Ronnie at free safety, and Dickerson didn't rush for over 100 yards. And I think it was 66 and 88. And then in the playoff game, it was just under 100 or 90 or whatever. And Ronnie he was just one of those guys, not only just a great, athlete,
yeah,
but just an instinctive with leadership. And man, he would hit you. Oh boy. And nowadays, that kind of a player doesn't have the impact on the game because they don't allow it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was something else.
Most memorable game in your career?
For me,
yes,
it was easy. It was Monday night my rookie year, and we played the Saints, and I had a couple sacks and interception for a touchdown. It was Tums Neutralizer of the Week.
Really? Wow, that was actually
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they had a award they gave out on Monday Night Football. It was called the Tums Neutralizer for the defensive player of the week, and anyway, yeah, so for me, it was that game. But, I will say this, the Super Bowl, my rookie year, I got a little dinged up in it and missed part of the game. But, you looking back on it now, when I was here, lost 2 football games in my 3 years here. At BYU, 5 games, I think it was, in the 4 years I was there. In San Francisco, we lose 1 game that year against the Steelers, and we go, to me, that's just the way it went, So I wish I would have spent more time taking it in.
Well, you were teammates with Jim McMahon in
college. Oh yeah,
weren't you?
Absolutely.
Wow.
That was a player right there. That was the difference in Chicago Bears, and we beat them in '84, and they beat us in '85, and it was the difference in going to the Super Bowl, and they were. Yeah, he was a great player, So he was in college, the numbers and everything, he was the productive guy. He's the one that had all the NCAA records.
Yeah.
Steve came on and became a great NFL player with longevity. Jim got hurt, and that was the end of his career.
It joined once again by former Mountain View Toro, 49er great, BYU Cougar, Todd Shell. And Todd, as you look back, again, looking back over your career, and you talked about, it's been a great career. You wouldn't have changed a thing. When you look at some of the things going on now, particularly with this 3 initials, NIL, is that ruining the game for kids coming out of high school and college players being able to transfer and taking away opportunities?
Yeah, I just don't. I think that transfer deal and that, even in high school. It's ridiculous that a kid, has to sit out 5 games for transfer in school with all these charter schools and all this recruiting going on anyway. Come on, if you think that you're leveling the playing field by penalizing a guy for transferring, that's ridiculous. And you only get you get 10 games and then you're into the playoffs. And, it's a lot different than, where you play 17 games in the NFL or 14 games in college. And so I wish that there wasn't so much bureaucracy around sports.
In our final minutes here, because we are coming to the end, your grandson, Talon Arnett, wide receiver, give us a kind of an assessment, an honest assessment. Take away the fact that you guys are related. Is he a good player?
He's a good player. He's a great player. He battles the measurables.
Yeah.
He battles the measurables. His older brother is 6 foot. A little over 6. He's maybe 5'9", 5'10". What we're calling it, but with his cleats on. But he can run like the wind, and he's become a lot better route runner. He's great after the catch, and talk about a kid that catching his hands. And he and Brady Goodman been doing this since they were about 6 years old. So, you got all these kids. I coached them for 2 years when they were 7th and 8th graders in the youth Toro program. So, Brody Anderson, Rain, Curiel, Ryan Kirk, Tavita Tase. His dad was a great player at Utah.
I said your name, and 2 seconds later he picks off that ball. It was like the Todd Shell mystique. So he must have heard. So now, could these guys have played for Jesse Parker?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And Jess was different. Coach Litton's approach totally different. He moves through practice. It's the deal, but accountability with the kids.
Yeah.
He does a lot of the coaching in the film. And study. Where Jess was more on the field type stuff. And if you jumped off sides, he was going to line you up and run a gauntlet and that. And Jess didn't care how long the practice go. I remember having 2.5 hour practice the day before a game.
Yeah.
It's just how he is. But I really like I said, I think he's really going to make a difference here, and I know the kids love him. And, you were talking about players here, and there's a lot of really good ones. But, you mentioned this last week. Beckham Barney he's the real deal. And I think this kid has a future that if he gets the right program in college and gets the right coaching, then, I know he's committed to Cal right now. My buddy, and the guy that I played with is the head coach at Utah, and I sure would like to see him go to Utah and be under Kyle Whittingham, because I think he's, skill-wise, his speed and that he could be a Sunday player. He could not only be a great college player, but he maybe could be a Sunday player.
Wow.
And, I said that there's a couple kids that, who knows? We'll see what happens. I really like that Sumco kid, Mikey, and like I said, their offensive line. I can't remember seeing an offensive line this athletic and this big at Mountain View in a long time. They average about 300 pounds and they can move, and so they've got the chance. And Brady Goodman, he's like I said, he's been doing this for a long time, and he actually started games as a freshman here on the varsity. And so he's, he continues to develop and see the field and recognize defenses. There's another one because he's got everything else. You saw his speed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got the size and he's got the arm strength. And it's just, and Coach Linton's been really good for him. And I've seen a vast improvement on his play. And I'm excited for these guys. Now they just need to come out here in the second half and finish this thing.
So Principal Dr. Mike Oliver said that if you write a nice check for an endowment, he'll name the field after you too. So,
well,
no,
I helped out with the blue jerseys.
Yeah, hey, that's nice. I made that up actually. No, Dr. Oliver's a good dude. He's a very veiled guy.
He is a good guy. He's I like I like the basketball coach he hired.
Yeah,
I really like this hire. When we were all kind of shocked when Joe Germain left. But I can't be more happy for the young men and the program that Coach Litton, I think he's going to be really good. Or he is good. He's gonna make the teams really good.
So, former NFL great Todd Shell. Todd, thank you so much for coming
You
over.
bet, man.
Hey,
Really
you
nice
got
to
an
meet
open
you.
invite the rest of the season. We're going to bring you back over.
All right. Well, I'm sitting right here, so you got
Okay.
my reserve seat.
I got the reserve seat right there.
See, I did donate a little money.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's awesome. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
You bet.
All right.
All right.
Wow. So that was halftime. We talked the whole half. That was Todd Shell. Guys, I'm amazed. Such a nice guy too. And you drop a name in a game, and next thing you know, you got the guy coming up because he wants to know what you said about him. And I was very complimentary. And on the return, Williams for the SaberCats still on his feet, and Saguaro have it 1st and 10 inside their 15-yard line here to start the second half, down 50-21. So, Alex, I just talked to one of my childhood idols on the gridiron. Todd Shell was it back then, and still a mountain of a man. He's a big dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He is. And what an awesome career he had with the 49ers, playing with Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Awesome.
Yeah, Steve Young. I mean, you go down the list, and so and unfortunately, career cut short after 5 years, but won a Super Bowl. I mean, there's guys that go 20 years that never win a Super Bowl, and Todd did it. So, quarterback Danielson, the freshman, on the out route finds Whitaker, breaks away along the sideline, and finally steps out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for the SaberCats.
If you're just tuning in, 50-21 here in Mesa, Arizona at Mountain View High School. The Toros on top. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter, and the SaberCats looking for an answer and a way to come back to find the Toros.
1st and 10. Zealand Danielson, Grant Williams in motion, sprints out to his left, throws again, and just shy, might have underthrown that route. Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
I'm sure the locker room at halftime was fired up on the Toros side. What a game that they've had. Arnett, 3 touchdowns. Barney has been just running down the field all game long, and Goodman even was able to run it in himself earlier. What a game.
Yeah. Danielson, back to pass. Scrambles and is taken down for the sack.
Quarterback sack by number 55, Tom Powell.
Tom Powell. Third and long.
The SaberCats turned to their sidelines, getting some words from Darius Kelly, some advice.
Danielson, back to pass. Scrambles, keeps, finds some open field. Wow, that freshman can move. Brought down by 24, Cannon Rabin.
What a big play on the SaberCat side. But now 4th down.
Danielson on the out. Got to wrap him up. And Barney there to help finish the play. Wiseman on the reception. Danielson on 1st down. Looks to the sideline here in the third quarter. finally gives to Johnson. Starting off this half just a little slow.
Ball carried by number 6.
A very warm night here in Mesa with a little bit of a breeze, but the fans are here, and a lot of them. The crowd is full.
Zealand Danielson looks to the sideline. Still amazing that he is just a freshman. Throws, completes, and stepping out of bounds, number 12, Aiden Whitaker, younger brother of Mason Whitaker.
Out of bounds by number 3, Dominic Girard.
The SaberCats inching their way towards the end zone and trying to add some points to their side right now with 21.
First and 10. Danielson evading defenders, tucks it and runs open field along the right sideline, lowers his shoulder.
Wow, look at Danielson go, and he's not afraid to run into the defenders, looking like a running back out there, and a fast one.
First and goal from the 8. As Danielson tries a hard count, then looks to the sideline for a quick play change. Quite an electric night here on the home opener for the Mountain View Toros. Danielson on the slant, down to the 1. Pass completed to Mason Whitaker. Comes off, looks like he's limping a little.
The SaberCats looking good after halftime. Almost in the end zone to add some points to their side and narrow the lead of the Toros.
And on the toss to Johnson. Stopped just shy of the end zone. Barney.
Elias Johnson. Brought down by number 21, Myron Christensen.
Christensen in on the assist. Clock continues to move, coming up on 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Mountain View coming in at 1-0 after the big win last week in Oceanside, California. Danielson tosses, completes. Stopped just shy of the end zone is 18. Quentin Sims.
A big block by Dominic Girard, and Sims is going to head to the sidelines.
Here we go, 4th and goal from the 1. Danielson keeps. Is he in? No, stop just short. And the Toros defense stepping up big, taking over on downs.
I thought that was going to be in, but it's not. The Toros defense came up big to send the SaberCats back to the sidelines. And now Goodman will be taking the field again. Right now, Andy Litton speaking with the team, giving them some praise during this huge lead against the SaberCats.
Toros offense coming out onto the field. It'll be 1st and 10 inside their own 1-yard line. Beckham Barney in the backfield. Brady Goodman under center. Gives to Barney. Barney forges ahead. Might have gained 3. 2nd and 7 from the 4.
Beckham Barney is also a linebacker, so with him being so big and being able to play running back, push his way through, is a huge asset to the Toros.
Barney again with the call. Gets across the 5 as he is stopped.
Pushing their way out of their territory. The Toros looking for a play.
Third and 5. Barney again. Garrett Martin that time stepping up big. The Kansas commit.
Ball carried by number 10.
And the loss by the Toros as they are forced to punt on 4th down.
Brought down by number 11, Garrett Martin.
You think I irritated Todd Shell with some of the questions I asked him?
I don't think so. That was a great interview.
Think I embarrassed him a little bit? I don't know.
I think he had a good time.
Yeah.
Reminiscing on those old days here at Mountain View and in the NFL.
Toros to punt out of their own end zone. High kick. Fair caught by number 10, Elijah Jackson. And the SaberCats will be operating on a shorter field here from the Toros 38, where they'll have it 1st and 10. That was fun. It's good to get his perspective. You know, it's such a business at that level. And you look back, and I knew, you know, he said there were a lot of life lessons he learned here, a toughness. And really, he played for 3 head coaches in his career. And that's a long career. You know, it spans generations. You know, you figure 4 years of college, 5 years in the NFL, 4 years of high school, 3 guys.
A lot of experience. It's always nice to hear from them because you can hear their perspective. And if you're a young athlete, it's nice to listen to them because you can hear what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. So it's very interesting. A lot of insight.
Mackenzie Levitt. Please come to the press box.
As I mentioned earlier, after this game, Mountain View will be taking on Liberty at Liberty High School on September 13th. Liberty won its first game against Desert Edge 22-0 and is playing against O'Connor tonight. Last season, Liberty won a state championship against Centennial 33-21. It was a tough game for Liberty, and they were down before halftime. But on top of that, the star quarterback was knocked out of the game after an injury, and they were still able to come back. So we will be watching the Mountain View Toros take on Liberty High School next week to see if they can take down the defending champions.
You having fun watching these guys play?
I am. Are you?
I am. It's a nice surprise. And you know, as the one other thing that's a real treat for me also that I'm not bashful about admitting is that I am, I've had the honor of being the play-by-play broadcaster for the Saguaro SaberCats the last few years, and so I'll be resuming those duties. So tonight has been an extra treat because I'm seeing 2 of my favorite teams play.
That's awesome. Saguaro is a fun team to cover. A lot of great players, a great coach, Darius Kelly, a great athletic director, Matt Harris.
He's okay. Matt Harris, all right. So, Elijah Johnson spinning. Should have the first down.
Elias Johnson. Brought down by number 26, Peyton Foster.
No, definitely. It's a great culture. Saguaro family's been fun to work with. Just as the Mountain View Toro family. Led by Principal Dr. Mike Oliver, who's a Maryvale guy. He grew up in Phoenix, and he was a Phoenix Suns ball boy at one time. Danielson back to pass. Danielson goes to the out, and Aiden Whitaker comes back, turns nothing into something.
The SaberCats making their way back into the Toros territory. Now, when it comes to Saguaro, their next game will be next Friday against Basha. Basha won its first game against Millard South 39-25 and is playing against Mesa High School tonight. So stay tuned in to the SaberCats and the Toros after tonight.
Johnson still up. Dynamic little running back there, and close to a first down, might be 2 yards shy. And it'll be third down. Folks, make sure you tune in later tonight, 10:30 to 11:30, for the Varsity Friday night post-game wrap on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We're going to hear from, well, Alex, you'll be joining us to give us a kind of a recap of this game and all of our other games that we are covering tonight. 6 in total, including the National Football Foundation Southern Arizona Varsity Sports Show Tucson Game of the Week. We are at Bisbee High School tonight, which is actually 2 hours southeast of Tucson, I believe.
It's going to be a fun one. A lot of insight.
Yeah, big game in Bisbee, hosting Douglas. A lot of tradition.
Yeah.
And that'll come back. We've got a game in Las Vegas. Henderson Coronado High School. Big matchup against Lincoln High School out of California that our very own Nick Anderson is calling as we speak. He'll be reporting in. We've got games at Horizon, Dobson tonight, Brophy, and here. 6 in total. We'll hear from all, and we hope to have some post-game player of the game interviews as well. Danielson tosses, finds Whitaker, turns it up, still on his feet, near a first down. Coming up on 2 minutes till the end of the third quarter.
The Toros on top tonight, 50-21. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and it is fourth down right now.
The result of the play is a fumble by Saguaro, recovered by Mountain View. First down, Mountain View.
There you go. As the Mountain View players were running off the field celebrating a turnover on fourth down. Toros will have it first and 10. Defense, of course, stepping up once again in a big way. Brady Goodman, pistol formation, 2 receivers down at the bottom of your screen. Goodman on the slant. And Arnett in and out of his hands. Second down.
What a start for the Toros when it comes to their season. Right now they're ranked 19th in the state, won their last game by 22 points, and looking for a win tonight.
Gerard offset on the carry.
Ball carried by number 3, Dominic Gerard.
And coach has said that Gerard would be sure and get his share of carries tonight, as he has.
Garrett Martin.
Andy Litton leading the Toros, came from Scottsdale Horizon High School and won the 5A state championship.
And that happened his first year as the head coach at Horizon. First year. So his first year here, we'll see if he can duplicate that.
He's Andy Litton, the Mountain View Toros 8-time state champions.
Wilhelm. First down, Toros.
Talking to me.
We got an official timeout. May have an equipment issue there as the official tends to, and an injury. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back. Folks, we have got some football for you. So first of all, after the game tonight, tune in AM 1060 KDUS Arizona for our post-game wrap on the radio. And it's our first week. We're going to take you through the season of all the games that we cover around the state of Arizona as well as Nevada. Tomorrow morning, Varsity Sports Show, 9 to 11 a.m. Our amazing team producing content, interviews, coaches joining us live. Good stuff. Goodman. And the give to Gerard.
Ball carried by number 3, Dominic Gerard.
Tomorrow night, junior college football. The HJCAC, the Hohokam Junior College Athletic Conference, is back. HJCAC, of course, 6 years ago, the Maricopa Community Colleges, other community colleges around the state, canceled football. Hundreds of young student athletes undecided on their future at that point. Coaches stepped up, started a league. And the sack.
Goodman was looking for an open receiver but could not find one. And he's going to go down with it. 40 seconds left in the third quarter, 50-21. The Toros are on top and looking to stay on top, but the SaberCats closing in on their last drive with the ball.
Brady Cochran on the sack. So getting back to the HJCAC, we have junior college football. I've had it now for the last 5 years. This starts year number 6, and we are honored and privileged to be the exclusive broadcast team of the HJCAC. We've got the JUCO Game of the Week tomorrow night. Papago Pumas hosting Arizona Christian. Goodman hanging on to the football, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Jack Elrod in on the tackle.
The defense has just been closing in on the Toros this drive, not allowing them to get any yardage.
Hey, Mountain View High School, raise your hands in the air and get excited if you want some cool swag. Has a rotating menu that changes out over 120 flavors weekly. Come visit us at Crumble Mesa Grows, located at 1911 East Brown Road, Suite number 3.
I have to say, Alex, there are a lot of cheerleaders down on the track.
I know, there's a bunch.
Wow.
And it looks like the Saguaro cheerleaders also came over here from Saguaro.
Yeah.
But Mountain View is just full from the beginning of the 10 on the Saguaro side to the 10 on the Toros side across the field. Arizona high school football has become very competitive lately. Saguaro and Mountain View, both great teams. The NFL starting up, well, it started yesterday, but the Arizona Cardinals playing on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, and the Mountain View Toros uniforms remind me a little bit about the Bills based on the colors.
Yeah, I could see that.
We'll see if the Cardinals can take down the Bills on Sunday. Kyler Murray, their quarterback, actually practices sometimes at Saguaro.
As the teams head back onto the field, it's 4th down. Number 15, John Gerard, into punt for Mountain View. Number 9, Grant Williams, deep to receive. Start of the 4th quarter. Good snap. Booming kick. Takes a Sabercat bounce and is down near midfield. Sabercats will have it 1st and 10 to start this 4th quarter.
And the Toros defense heading onto the field to try to stop the Sabercats from scoring. They're going to have to stop the speedy Danielson, the freshman quarterback of Saguaro.
Trip set for the Sabercats. Danielson back to pass. Looks, throws, tries to find his target, Mason Whitaker, on the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. 2nd down. As Sabercat players look to the sidelines for some additional instruction from the offensive staff. The give to Johnson. Johnson forges ahead. Might have gained 5.
Ball carried by number 6, Elias Johnson.
Sabercats are pushing their way through the Toros to try to get to scoring position. Right now, 50-21, 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Official timeout.
And Andy Litton gonna talk to the defense on the Toros.
We'll keep it right here.
The team's taking the field again.
2nd and 5 for Saguaro. Danielson. Back to pass. Scans the field. Throws. Completed initially to Williams, who couldn't hang on to it. And Williams may have an ankle injury. as a trainer is tending to him. The official will call a timeout. We'll keep it here.
When you look around the field, a lot of engagement with the crowd, the marching band on the sidelines, the cheerleaders surrounding them. Earlier, they had a pom-pom event with the youth. And then they have the student section that has a student section rally squad. And when you look at the schedules of these teams, the two will not be facing off again this season. And when it comes to Mountain View, all of the rest of their games will be played in Arizona. They just were in California taking on El Camino. And Saguaro will stay in Arizona as well.
Still on his feet, down the sideline, and in the end zone. Touchdown, SaberCats. Oliver Gibson.
Narrowing the lead of the Toros, now 50 to 27. The SaberCats looking for an extra point. Or will they attempt for two? Right now, it kind of looks like they're going to attempt for two.
Whitaker. And pass is incomplete on the two-point attempt. As the SaberCats now down 3 scores, 50 to 27 with 11:09 remaining.
The Toros will be on the offensive side of the ball coming up. And Andy Litton trying to fire up his team with only 11 minutes remaining.
SaberCats about to kick off. Booming kick into the hands of Gerard. Gerard on the return. Still on his feet and getting out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10.
Mountain View has been able to gain a lot of yards on the return tonight. And now going to be near the 40-yard line.
$11 minutes remaining.
It looks like they are going to keep Goodman in. The SaberCats will be trying to slow them down so they can get the ball.
Goodman. Brought down by Martin Rennie, right at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard.
The crowd chanting USA.
Pass complete to Arnett, who's out of bounds.
Pass complete to number 13, Talon Arnett.
The Toros coming into the season looking well prepared, but it didn't start just a few weeks ago. The Arizona high school teams prepare for the football season months before the season begins.
Ball carried by number 10, Beckham Barney. Brought down by number 11, Garrett Martin. Another damage control restoration first down.
Under 10 minutes remaining. Folks, once again, tune in tonight, 10:30 to 11:30 for the Varsity. We got to come up with a shorter name, I think. Varsity Friday.
Varsity wrap up.
Varsity. Oh, we got a flag down.
Flag on the play.
You know, I put it to a vote, and that was the
Dead
best.
ball. Offsides. Defense number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Trying to, treat it like a democracy, let you guys vote on what the name, and nobody really came forward with anything. So I said, okay, you know what? We'll just call it Varsity Friday night post-game wrap-up, something like that. I don't know. It might change. We'll see. Anyway, it's a post-game show. We'll talk about all the games we're covering. We'll feature players, correspondents. All of you are going to contribute. It's going to be fun.
Quarterback keeper number 5, Brady Goodman.
As we mentioned earlier, Andy Litton is leading the Toros for his first season with the team after taking over when Joe Germain left Mountain View to become the athletic director and coach at American Leadership Academy in Mesa. Andy Litton looking for a successful season with the team.
Flag on the play.
Start. Offense number 77.
Start on the Toros.
5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty.
First down.
First down.
Eight and a half minutes remaining. Barney grinding out more.
Barney. Brought down by number 8, Jaden Wiseman.
Number 3 going in for 10 on the Mountain View side. That is Dominic Gerard going in for Beckham Barney.
Gerard breaks free for a Toros touchdown.
Running all the way through and the crowd on their feet. Gerard celebrating with his team. And Goodman very happy to be in the circle tonight. Some more fireworks going off to help celebrate with the Toros crowd.
Mendoza Immigration would like to congratulate the Toros.
The student section
On to kick the
now has their singing voices on as they are chanting something that I don't know what they're saying.
Extra point is good.
As the Toros set to kick off.
Everybody up for
Gerard.
Right now, 57-27 here in Mesa. Mountain View leading the SaberCats. And the SaberCats back on offense.
First and 10. Danielson sprints out to his left, stops, and slips on the turf.
Danielson trying to find the end zone here in the fourth quarter. 7 minutes left to go. Taken back a little bit. It's going to be 2nd and 17.
Danielson throws, completes, stepping out of bounds, Mason Whitaker. Under 7 minutes remaining.
Brody Anderson going to come into the sideline for Mountain View.
Complete to Aiden Whitaker. Tripped up, down on the turf, may have a cramp.
Aiden Whitaker, brought down by number 28, Nicholas Sosha.
Darius Kelly of the SaberCats has had a very successful career when it comes to football, played at Syracuse, and in 2012 led the team with 74 tackles, including 53 solo, forced 3 fumbles, and had 3 fumble recoveries, along with 1 interception. Went to training camp with the Buffalo Bills, but returned to Arizona to become a high school coach and make a difference in these young men's life.
You know, he's a good person. I mean, Darius Kelly definitely does a lot of the work himself. He won't ask anyone to do something that he hasn't done himself, and that's the sign of a good leader, a servant leader.
A great leader and with a lot of knowledge.
Johnson on the stop.
Ball carried by number 6, Elias Johnson. Brought down by number 44, Ryan Kirk. Helped on the play by number 28, Nicholas Sosha.
Two. Can you get in a position be a fake him for a while?
Out of bounds. And under 6 minutes now. 2nd and 9.
Well, there's still 6 minutes left. Both teams still playing at full potential.
Nearly losing the football. Wisely tucking it away is Elias Johnson.
Ball carried by number 6, Elias Johnson.
Want to thank our amazing crew for getting it done tonight. You know, it's not easy. It's not an easy production, and working under some pressures. Done a great job. Alex, nice job on the analysis this evening.
Thank you, Vince. It's always awesome to be here, and it makes it a lot of fun when you love what you do.
Yeah. Danielson, back to pass, scans the field, completes to, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mason Whitaker.
Toros take the ball over on downs.
Mountain View will get it back on 1st and 10. Folks, once again, be sure to tune in at 10:30. I'll be back in studio hosting the post-game wrap.
It has been a great game for both teams. Mountain View showed up ready to play.
Once again, big thank you, Technical Director Daniel Rios, Associate Tech Director, Production Assistant Andrew Chambliss, Roberto Astorga, and Ian Monhay in production. 5 minutes now.
5 minutes left to go, but the crowd is still here. The teams meeting to speak about their plan for the next 5 minutes. It has been an awesome night here at Mountain View High School in Mesa, Arizona. A warm night, but breezy. But it's always fun when you're watching football. Saguaro heading to the center of the field.
Daniel, you keep the headsets, okay? The headsets? Yeah. Okay. Where's where are they connected to? Headsets.
What about them?
The Toros heading to the center of the field. Goodman still going to be in the circle. And the SaberCat defense looking to slow them down with 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Goodman hands it off to Barney. Barney could not get past the SaberCat defense, and they're going to go back a few yards.
Ball carried by number 3, Dominic Gerard.
Actually, that was Dominic Gerard. Goodman looking towards the sideline at his coach, Andy Litton, to see what the play will be as they are stopped short. Right now, 2nd and 10. Goodman hands it off to Gerard. Gerard runs, and he is going to be stopped short, but we have a flag. I'm not sure what the flag is, but there is a lot of them. Goodman heading to the sideline for just a second.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle.
It's a personal foul, horse collar tackle.
15-yard penalty.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Another damage control restoration first down.
And they just put Brody Snyder in, the senior of the Toros. Snyder gonna look for a play at the 35-yard line. And Snyder hands it to Gerard, and Gerard gonna gain 5 on that one. And they're down at the 30.
Brought down by number 22, Brady Cochran.
Brady Cochran was able to take down Gerard after the gain of 6 yards on that one. 57-27 here at Mountain View High School. And the Toros just a few moments away from clinching the win against the SaberCats here in Mesa, Arizona. And Snyder hands it to Gerard, but Gerard stops short, and he's going to go back a few yards.
Ball carried by number 36, Coy Bodley. Brought down by number 51, Braden Strong.
Actually, that was not Gerard. That was Coy Bodley, a sophomore running back. And now 3rd and 6. The Toros looking for a first down here with 2 minutes remaining. Snyder hands it to Bodley, but they're going to be stopped. That was number 11 from the SaberCats, Garrett Martin, who has been making his presence felt all game long. And that's going to do it. 4th down for the Toros. And now comes the decision as to whether they are going to go for the field goal or try for the first down. It looks like they're staying on the field. They're going to go for the first down. 1 minute remaining. Snyder looking for a receiver, and he passes it, but it's going to be intercepted. And that's number 8 of the SaberCats, Jaden Wiseman, the junior defensive back.
Number 8,
And the defense going to head off the field. What a big play with 1 minute remaining for the SaberCats. That will do it for the Toros on the field tonight when it comes to offense. Unless their defense can make a big play. Right now, 57-27. Snyder was trying to get the ball to his receiver, but he could not come down with it. And Danielson handed it off to the running back, but no yards were gained on that one. 50 seconds remaining, and the clock is still going. The crowd starting to get loud for their Toros here in Mesa on a warm Friday night. But folks, be sure to tune in to KDUS AM 1060 tonight for the Varsity Friday final report. And Danielson running it himself makes his way out of the end zone, but still it's going to be 3rd and 11. 19 seconds remaining, the clock running, and the Toros trying to fire up the crowd. And that is going to do it for tonight's game. 57-27 is your score. The Toros taking this one. Be sure to tune in next week to watch the Toros take on Liberty High School and Saguaro High School to take on Basha. What a great game it was here tonight, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Varsity Sports Show. I am Alexandra Medina, joined by Vince D'Alicio, and that is it for tonight. Be sure to stick around and tune in to KDUS AM 1060 after the broadcast to hear the Varsity Sports Show final report. Have a good night.